Anybody has any doubt in what we have discussed in the previous class? You can ask us now. Otherwise, we will proceed to the next concept. Hmm? So I'm assuming nobody has any doubt.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
In what?
Ma'am, in lecture second, seventh example.
Previous lecture, seventh example. Can you tell me what was there in the example?
Ma'am, y is equal to tan inverse x by a.
So what was your doubt, beta?
Ma'am, in the middle of it, it's taking common 1 by 2 ai.
Hmm.
I
You
didn't
are doing
understand this.
the partial fraction. How will you do the partial fraction? Just try it out. You will be able to understand. You had 1 upon x square plus a square. When you split it, it is 1 upon x plus ai into 1 upon x minus ai. Now just do the
Yes.
partial fraction of it and see what you are getting. That
Okay,
will give
ma'am.
you the answer.
Thank you,
Alright?
ma'am.
You try it out, and still if it is not clear, you can show me what you did. I will explain it to you. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am. I will try.
Yes, beta. Now today we will be starting with the next concept, and that is the concept of Leibniz theorem. I want you to keep the formulas ready with you that we have discussed in the previous lecture. We had found 5 or 6 formulas, if I'm not wrong. And those were the basic formulas. We will be using it today. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So today we will be studying this particular concept, and that is the concept of Leibniz theorem. Okay, so before I take it up, I want you to read the theorem first. Just check the theorem. The proof is not in your syllabus, just the theorem. The theorem is understood or not? This theorem is applicable when you are trying to find the nth derivative of product of two functions by the knowledge of nth derivative of one of the functions. Alright? The theorem is understood or not? I want you to note it down so that when I take up the question, you can understand what we are going to do. Please note down the theorem. And once you note it down, just let me know that you are done. Done? I'm waiting for the response.
Yes, ma'am.
Naman Kataria, are you done? Naman
Yes,
Kataria?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, approx.
Okay. Now
Yes, ma'am. Done.
try and understand. Till now, what we have done, we have tried to get the nth derivative of a function when you have just one function in your possession. Now, what will happen if we have product of the function and then we want to find its nth derivative? For that case, this comes into the picture, and I hope you understand what NCR is. It is factorial n upon factorial r factorial n minus r. Right? Combination you have studied. Now let's try and understand how it is applied. The question is find nth derivative of x log x. Now in this kind of question, the one thing that you should always be careful about is to select which one is u for you and which one is v for you. When you are trying to find the nth derivative of u and v, how to select is important. Okay, so what we do, since we start with un, we try to select v in such a way that the function which is vanishing, we try to select that function as v. For example, when you have x log x, we know that differentiating log x to n times will not vanish. It will keep on increasing. Like first derivative 1 by x, second derivative minus 1 by x squared, third derivative plus 2 by x cube, and so on. Right? So there is no end to it. But if we have x as our function v, then first derivative will give me 1 and second derivative will give me 0. Right? So when I'll expand it, I'll be able to finish it till here. There is no need to write rest of the terms. Is this understood what I am saying or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's
Yes,
see
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
what we are taking as u and v. We are taking log x as u and x as v. When you have u as log x, you should remember what is the nth derivative of log x, and we did that. What was nth derivative of log x? That day we had written some formulas, right? Hmm? Can you correlate from here? This is first derivative, this is second derivative,
Ma'am,
and
it's
so on.
minus
Hmm?
1 की power n minus 1 का factorial a की power n and ax plus b power n.
So now here we have a as 1 and b as 0. Right? You have log ax plus b when you were doing. So in this case, when you have log x, a is 1 and b is 0. Right? So accordingly, you can put the values. So I am putting the value from here un, that means d by dn of log x. What will it be? This is minus 1 to the power n minus 1 factorial n minus 1 upon x to the power n. You can see from here, this is first derivative, this is second derivative, this is third derivative, and so on. Right? So you have written un is this. When you have un is this, then un minus 1 is this. No problem in understanding this? Ask
No,
if
ma'am.
anything is not clear. Okay? Now we are
Ma'am, why we
applying
have to take the reverse x log x?
reverse. Where is reverse?
No, ma'am. Firstly, there is x, and then after log x. But we took u is equal to log x and v is equal to x.
That's what I have explained, Rama, when I was telling you how to select. I have explained now how to select. Why are we selecting log v as x and why have we selected u as log x? Anything that is about to vanish, we take it as v, and anything that will not vanish, we take it as u. So that we start from un till how many terms we will get, it depends on v. Alright. So now when you try and expand it, just see the formula. UVN is UNV plus and so on like this. So the first term is UNV, you put the value UNV into V. See, that is X. The second term is NC1, When you write NC1, what will be the value? Obviously, n is the value. I hope you remember this. You can check. NC1 is factorial n upon factorial n minus 1. So the output is n only. Okay. Similarly, when you write NC2, it is n into n minus 1 by 2. All these things you have done in class 12. I'm just giving a hint of it. And when you take the third term, obviously the third derivative will be 0. First derivative, second derivative will be 0. So you will end this series in two terms, first term and second term. First term and second term. Third term onwards it will be 0. Now see, whatever common you are getting, you take out the common and the output is calculated. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's take one more question from the PPT that we have, and then I'll take some more questions from the exercise. Now see this question. Now if you see this question, again the same thing, you have to focus on, see this question has two parts. You know what is the formula of e to the power ax sine bx plus c. You know what is the nth derivative of this. We have discussed this. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now when we have to split it, we will split it as u is e to the power 3x sine 4x, because we know it's nth derivative without any problem, and v will be treated as x square. Now when you try and apply Leibniz theorem, we know that if I write it as 1, 2 and 3, v is x square, v1 is 2x, v2 is 2 and v3 is 0. So v3 and beyond, everything will be 0. Right? Now if u is this, just tell me what is un? What is un? What was the formula? Un was e to the power ax, a square plus b square to the power n by 2 sine bx plus c plus n tan inverse b by a. This was the formula. Yes or no?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can check your
Yes, ma'am.
notes. So now we are applying this formula to write the value of un. Un is e to the power 3x. A square plus b square is 4 square plus 3 square, that is 25. 25 to the power n by 2 sine bx. There is no c, so that part will go. N tan inverse 4 by 3. Is this okay or not? Directly from the formula. This is your un. So when you simplify, it is e to the power 3x, 5 to the power n, sine 4x plus n tan inverse 4 by 3. I hope you are able to understand this part. Ask if
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
doubt. Okay, so let me clean this because I need space. So this is your un. Now we will apply Leibniz theorem. So your Leibniz, when you apply UVN, you will get UNV, NC1 UN minus 1 V1, NC2 UN minus 2 V2, and beyond this 0. Because you have checked that if V is x square, you are getting V1, V2, and V3 onwards everything was 0. So you have written V, V1 and V2. Rest all is 0. Now substitute the values. What will you get? First one is un. So simple. E to the power 3x, 5 to the power n sine 4x plus n tan inverse 4 by 3 into v. V is x square. The second term, e to the power 3x, 5 to the power n minus 1, u n minus 1, sine 4x plus n minus 1 tan inverse 4 by 3 2x, and this is multiplied by n because we know that nc1 is n. Just now I have calculated that for you. Now there will be third term. Third term is nc2, so n minus 1 by 2 e to the power 3x, 5 to the power n minus 2 sine 4x plus n minus 2 tan inverse 4 by 3 into 2. That's all. Is this okay? So this 2 will be cancelled and then you will write the expansion. See what we are getting? This plus this plus this. And that is our answer. Is it okay? Ask if you have doubts. And I want you to solve it so that you can understand the nuances. Everybody is clear in this?
Yes, ma'am.
May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There is one more question. I want you to go through this. Now I'll take a small question, then I'll take up this question. Okay. Write a question. First I'll take some small questions, then I'll take this. Just a minute, I'm giving you. Write a question. If y is equal to x square e to the power x, show that yn is equal to half n into n minus 1 y2 minus n into n minus 1 y1 plus half n minus 1 n minus 2 y. Now if you check this, it's nothing is mentioned how will you solve it. Nowhere it is mentioned that you have to use Leibniz, but actually you have to use Leibniz in it. Now what is our u and what is our v? Can anyone explain? Rama, what should be taken as u and what should be taken as v in this case?
Ma'am, u ex and vx square.
Correct. U is e to the power x and v is x square. Okay. So the first thing that we have to do is to find yn. So y is e to the power x into x square. What will be yn? You apply Leibniz. You will mention differentiating using Leibniz theorem. So you will get yn is equal to, what is nth power of e to the power x? Nothing will change. It will be e to the power x only. Okay. Then nc1 e to the power x into 2x plus nc2 e to the power x into 2. So yn is equal to e to the power x, I am taking as common, x square plus 2nx plus n into n minus 1. Is this fine or not? Now since we have to correlate y2 and y1 with y, let's see what will happen if we put y1. That means what I did, I put n is equal to 1. So y1 is x square plus 2x. Similarly, y2 is plus 4x plus, what will you get? 2 into 1. Have I missed something here? टू आएगा ना यहाँ? Just check.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you put n is equal to 2, you are getting x square plus 4x plus 2, and here you are getting this. Now just put all these values here and see whether you are getting yn or not. You have y, you have y1, you have y2, put it here and see what you are getting. I am putting it, just see if it is right or not. So I am doing it for RHS. We have half n minus 1 into y2. So y2 is e to the power x square plus 2 minus n into n minus 2. Then we have y1. So that is e to the power x square plus 2x plus half n minus 1. No, sorry, n minus 1 and n minus 2. Just
मैम स्क्रीन को थोड़ा ऊपर कर देंगे?
हाँ बेटा,
ऊपर तक थोड़ा सा मिस हो गया, थोड़ा ऊपर कर देंगे स्क्रीन को?
एक सेकेंड ये लिख लूँ फिर मैं देती हूँ. See?
क्वेश्चन में आपने y1 n-1 लिखा है.
अच्छा, यहाँ मैंने n minus 2 किया हुआ है.
यस मैम.
क्वेश्चन में भी n minus 2 है बेटा, यहाँ मिस प्रिंट.
ओके.
Is this okay? Now simplify and see what you are getting. Are you getting the same thing or not? Done? There was nothing left. It was all done just to collect the correct options. Bus. Are you done or not? E to the power x is common. I'm taking 2 also just to simplify. So it is n minus 1 x square plus 4x plus 2 minus 2n minus 2 x square plus 2x plus n minus 1 minus 2 d2 bar x square. When you simplify, you will be able to get yn. All right. So I'm leaving the simplification part on you so that I can focus on the next question. Now if y is prove that please note down the question. There are two parts of this question. This is first part and then the second part. This kind of question is asked in most of the papers and it comes from for 8 to 10 marks. So I want you to focus it on it very clearly. Now let's see how to solve this kind of question. When you have this kind of situation and you have to prove this thing, that means you need to simplify it in terms of y. What it means? Y is log x plus root of this. That means y1 is, just differentiate it with respect to x, one plus, sorry, this is x. Is this okay or not?
मैम हमारे को स्क्वायर करना है क्या इसमें मैम?
अभी नहीं, सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तब करना ही पड़ेगा स्क्वायर. देयर इज नो अदर ऑल्टरनेटिव.
ओके मैम.
See, I'm just simplifying the first derivative. So this will be so this and this is cancelled and we get right. Now square both sides. Y1 square is 1 upon 1 plus x square. That means we can write it like this. Differentiate both sides. So you'll get 1 plus x square, 2 y1 y2, sorry, Please let me know if some error you can find. I'm just solving it directly. Now,
And when we have squared both sides, there 1 plus x square into y1 square equals to 1.
1, sorry. 1. After derivative, it will be 0. Okay. Now we can divide it by 2 y1. Why can we divide it by 2 y1? Because we know that y1 is not 0. Because if y1 is 0, then y2 will definitely be 0. There is no point. So differentiating and then dividing by y1. You will get 1 plus x square y2 plus x y1 equals to 0, and that proves the first part of the question. First part. Is it okay or not? First part is understood. Now whenever we have to prove the nth part of the question, once we are able to establish a connection between y, y1, y2, then we differentiate it n times using Leibniz. So differentiating I'm writing it.
Can we use Leibniz? You just said something. My network is because of network issue. I do not.
Differentiating n times using Leibniz theorem. So for this term you will use Leibniz theorem. For this term you will use Leibniz theorem. See what I am doing. I want you to listen carefully this part. This is one part. This is second part and right side is 0. That means here we will apply Leibniz and here we will apply Leibniz. Now I am applying Leibniz. Just see what I am getting. First function is this and second function is this. That means this is u, this is u, and this is v. As I had told you, this is v, this is u. Accordingly, we are differentiating. Just see. So the first term will give me, you already have y2. So when you differentiate it n times, it will be yn plus 2. Is this okay or not? I'm waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is first term. Then second term will be nc1 into 2x, this derivative, into n minus 1th derivative. This is n, this is n minus 1. Plus nc2 into 2 into yn. This is your first part. Then second part, I hope you will follow it. That's all. There is no third term. Is it okay or not? You can question if you have any problem in understanding this, what I have done.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can't we prove the first part of the question by substitution? By
No,
substituting y1 and y2?
no. What will you substitute as y1 and what will you substitute as y2?
Ma'am, will
There.
differentiate 1 by root over 1 plus
नहीं
x
बेटा,
square.
you have to differentiate it n times. So it's not that you have to differentiate once or twice and you can do it. Whenever you have to differentiate it 10 times, the only tool that comes for our help is Leibniz theorem. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm?
मैम y
Uh,
n plus 2 वाला पार्ट रिपीट कर दो.
Here you have y2, right? And now you are differentiating in times. Let me explain it to you like this. Suppose you have y is equal to x to the power n plus 2 suppose. Then what will be y1? X to the power n plus 1 into n plus 1. And y2 is equal to n plus 2 n plus 1 into x to the power n. Now if I am differentiating this n times, what will I get? Y2 is already there. Now you are differentiating it 10 times, that you will get y2 plus n, right? Hmm? अच्छा और सिंपल करते हैं. Suppose you have y is
मैम n टाइम्स करते हैं तो y n माइनस टू नहीं आना चाहिए. जैसे
अरे
मैम
वेट करो
डिफरेंशिएटिंग एक
अब
बार.
मैं बताती हूँ, ठहर जाओ. You have y is equal to x to the power 6. y1 is equal to 6x square. Sorry, 5. y2 is equal to 30x to the power 4. ठीक है. Now differentiate y2 3 times. Differentiate y2 3 times. So what I am getting, just see. First differentiation will give me y3. Second differentiation will give me y4. And third differentiation will give me y5. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Boys, when you differentiate y2 3 times, will you get y5 or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you are differentiating y 5 times, then you are reaching here. When you are
Ma'am, we are
differentiating,
taking n after the two differentiations. That's why we
obviously,
added.
that's why you are
Okay.
mentioning it here, na? You are differentiating n times this equation. So when you will start with y, you will get yn. When you start with y1, you will get yn plus 1. When you start with y2, you will get yn plus 2. Suppose you are starting with y3, you will get yn plus 3 and so on. Similarly, if you are starting with, suppose you have y1 and you are differentiating it n minus 1 times, then you will get yn. You have y2 and you are differentiating it n minus 1 times, then you will get yn plus 1 and so on. So it depends, you will add how many times you are differentiating in n. That's all, in what you have already have. Is this okay or not? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me
Yes, ma'am.
clear this so that we can focus on the question. So since you had y2, you got yn plus 2, and then you keep in reducing using Leibniz. Here you had y1, so you start with yn plus 1, and then you kept on reducing as Leibniz theorem states. Right? Now see, if you have some common factors, you collect that. Like there is nothing, yn plus 2, you are getting it at just one place, you will write it as it is. Now yn plus 1, see what I am writing. NC1 gives you n, so it is 2nx. Here you have yn plus 1. Then you have x here, yn plus 1. Then with yn, you have n into n minus 1. See, by 2 into 2 plus n. NC1 gives you n, yn. This is equal to 0. When we simplify, it is And this is our answer. Second part. Is it okay or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody is comfortable at this?
हम लास्ट में n into n minus 1 plus n बचा ना.
So n into n minus 1 and multiply करो. This is n square minus n plus n, and n कट गया.
Okay ma'am.
Now let's take next question. I hope the process is little bit understood, if not much. Now I'm giving you next question. Just note down. If y is equal to sine inverse x square, show that 1 minus x square yn plus 2 minus 2n plus 1 xyn plus 1 minus n square yn equals to 0. And I hope you are able to do it without much hiccup. See, y is sine inverse x square. Okay, so first step is we will find y1. So that is 2 sine inverse x into 1 upon root 1 minus x square. So I am shifting it this side and squaring it up. Is this fine or not? And since this is y, so we can write it 4y. So what we have got? We have got 1 minus x square y1 square is equal to 4y. Or I can write it like this. Is equal to 0. Is this okay or not? Please mute yourself. Somebody has very noisy surrounding. Now, if this is with us, the next step is, mark this as equation 1, differentiate it with respect to x. So you will get just check if it is right or not. Sorry, minus 2 equals to 0. Is this equation understood? Same pattern as we did in the previous question. Now differentiating with respect to x n times using Leibniz. Same way we will be using this separately and this separately. So dn by dxn So here apply product rule using U and V as I had told you. So this will give you this. Now do I write n directly? चलो कोई बात नहीं, I'll write it in those steps. Is this part understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, ma'am.
Now please summarize and see whether you are getting the same answer or not. Now the summarization should be done by you. Please summarize. Once you are able to get the answer, please match the answer with the question. Getting? What is the output that we are getting in this case? We are getting 1 minus x square yn plus 2. Now with yn plus 1, do we have yn plus 1 at? Yes, we have yn plus 1 at 2 place. So see what I am writing. Minus is common in the 2. So 2n plus 1 yn plus 1. Then with this, I'll get n into n minus 1. And here I'll get n. So minus n into n minus 1 minus plus n by n equals to 0. So you're getting the answer as 1 minus x square. I want you to please check the calculation because half of the portion is most of the time not visible to me. So I may miss things. And this is the answer, and I think this was the thing that we had to prove. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If this is understood, I want to take one more question. And this question I'll start, but you will finish on
And
your
there
own.
is also an X there in the second term.
Yes, I have missed this x. There is one x also. Right, next question. Y is equal to sine m sine inverse x. And then you have to prove 1 minus x square yn plus 2 is equal to 2n plus 1 x y n plus 1 plus n square minus m square y n. This is the question. I hope you have written the question. Now the pattern is
Yes,
similar.
ma'am.
The only thing that you have to identify is to get the connection between y1, y2 and y. I'm solving this. Just see. Y1 is cos m sine inverse x into m upon root 1 minus x square. Okay. So 1 minus x square y1 square is m square cos square m sine inverse x. This is m square 1 minus sine square m sine inverse x. Simple identity I have used. This is m square 1 minus y square. So what we have got, 1 minus x square y1 square is m square minus m square y square. Now differentiate with respect to x. You will get 1 minus x square 2 y1 y2 minus 2x y1 square is minus m square 2y y1. Is this okay? Now divide throughout by 2y1 and see what will you get. You will get 1 minus x square y2 minus x y1 is equal to minus m square y. Or I can shift it this side just to save space. This is m square y equals to 0. Now differentiate n times. I'll get, I'm writing it in one step. I expect you to follow. This is first term. This is second term. This is third term. Now collect the similar terms and you will be able to get the answer. Please collect the similar terms. By the time you are doing it, let me take the attendance. Jashnadeep,
Present, ma'am.
Rama,
Present, ma'am. Present,
Divya,
ma'am.
Divya, I'm sorry,
Present, ma'am.
Mohit,
Present, ma'am.
Shekhar,
Present, ma'am.
Sahil,
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika,
Present, ma'am.
Vidhi, Vidhi, Shivansh,
Present, ma'am.
Hiren,
Present, ma'am.
Samir,
Present, ma'am.
Sudiksha,
Present, ma'am.
Yash,
Present, ma'am. Yes.
Vanshveer,
Present, ma'am.
Sankirat,
Present, ma'am.
Neha Goyal,
Present,
Ne-
ma'am.
Parth, Batra,
Present, ma'am.
Aditya Rajput,
Present.
Satvik,
Present, ma'am.
Aditya Kumar,
Present, ma'am.
Prajwal,
Present, ma'am. Prajwal.
Shantanu,
Present, ma'am.
Naman,
Present, ma'am.
Yuvraj,
Present, ma'am.
Kushagra,
Present, ma'am.
Nikita, Nikita Sharma, Pragati,
Present, ma'am. Nikita Sharma present.
Pragati,
Ma'am, Nikita present.
हाँ माग निकिता, प्रगति,
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Arunit,
Present, ma'am.
Himank,
Present, ma'am.
Ariman,
Present, ma'am.
Nakshit,
Present, ma'am.
Aryan,
Present, ma'am.
Nibir,
Present, ma'am.
Parth Bansal,
Park also present.
Bhavya Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes, beta.
Ma'am, 307 is present. Her mic is not working right now.
Let me see. What's the name of 307?
Ma'am, Vidhi.
Okay, let me mark. All right. So I hope you are able to connect these y, y1, y2 and you know how to get the nth derivative. All right. This PPT and the audio file of this PPT is already uploaded on LMS. You can check it. The second thing is we will be using Leibniz theorem to find the yn zero value of any given function, that too in the next class. So that's all for today. All right.